Alright, so I ended up finishing this book today. It is a tremendous read. I will link it in the description. Basically, in this book, it started talking about dairy, and this is like something I don't want to know because like cheese, milk, any sort of dairy products, they all taste so good, but you have to think about it like this. Like, what other animal in nature eats another animal's milk? Like, even the full-grown male cows will not drink milk. Like, we need to understand this concept because it's like, why do we do this? Why do we continue to put these things in our body? And on top of that, like, what are the long-term repercussions? And the answer might scare you. I'm sorry that I have to break it to you, but I'm gonna cut out dairy after reading this stuff, and I think you should too. Here are a few of the reasons. So first off, by the age of 3, humans no longer really have the enzymes to digest lactose, and we also don't, like, why are we gonna continue to drink milk? Like, it's almost an evolutionary function of like, okay, you're old enough to eat food, so like you're not gonna need to have these things. So the human body doesn't have these things, let alone digest the milk from another animal. And like, you may think it's like it would be similar, but at the same time it's different enough where it's hard for our body to digest. And when we put these dairy products into our stomach, they basically sit there and they develop mucus because they're so hard for us to digest. Like, the casein protein inside of milk there's just way too much of it for our body to digest. So it literally, like, you'll have a lot of mucus buildup. Like, this is why you see people that drink milk a lot, they always go before they have to speak. Like, I guarantee you, ask that person how much milk do they drink in a day or how much dairy do they consume. They're gonna say a whole lot. So these are things that you need to keep in mind. And at the same time, we need to understand that, like, it also leaches calcium from your bones. Like, this is something that we've never been taught, because think, like, the milk industry is such a big industry, yet we need to understand these principles because we weren't designed to ingest these things. We weren't designed to ingest milk that's been pasteurized and given antibiotics and given hormones and given all these drugs, and they're also packaged in plastic containers. Like, there's so many bad things about dairy, and we continue to force it into our body. We continue to poison ourselves every single day. And it's just like, this is the next thing I'm gonna cut out completely out of my diet. Like, this is something that I'm going to remove. And you know what? Maybe it fixes all my ailments. Maybe my hair starts growing back. Maybe like my body starts functioning better, and like then we can have proof that this stuff works. But until now, I'm just a guy talking out my ass. But what I want you to just think about is, like, think about the things I just said. Go ahead, do your own research, really dive deep down into the subject. But I just want you to think about this. If we were designed to drink milk, if animals were designed to drink the milk of other animals, why don't we see it in nature? Why don't we see full-grown cows drinking the milk of the female cows? Because if it's so nutritional, why don't they do it? And it's like, it's because it's not. It's because we've been sold fancy marketing, the got milks, the got milk ads, all that stupid bullshit. Like, we've been sold a product that's subpar and that isn't good for our health. And because of this, we have so many degenerative diseases in this country. Because of this, we have so many issues with our digestive tract. We feel horrible. We have brain fog. We don't know why we're gaining weight. We don't know why we're having gyno. We don't know why we're losing our hair at 24. It's like, we have all of these issues and we don't choose to address our diet. We don't choose to look at the things that we're putting into our body. Like, you realize you're a composition of everything that goes into your body. If you put in good stuff, you're gonna look good. You're going to look healthy. You're gonna have a full head of hair. If you don't do this, if you put in horrible stuff, if you eat processed food, if you eat all these foods that have been denatured by, pasteurizing or any other sort of, processing, like, it's going to have an effect on your long-term health, and it's going to have an effect on your current looks. Like, it's so frustrating to me that I'm learning this stuff now, because had I known this at 14, I probably would still have a full head of hair. And it's just like, why didn't I learn this sooner? Like, why didn't I start reducing the intake of toxins into my body sooner? And it's just like, I want you to understand that there's a different way. Like, you don't have to be unhealthy. You can be healthy. It's not that hard. Like, all you have to do is sacrifice a little bit of, short-term fulfillment in your taste buds for a lifelong, just healthy lifestyle. It's that simple, and it's just a simple change. So again, I think this book is tremendous. I'm going to continue to research this subject, but for the time being, I think I'm going to cut dairy out of my diet. I think I'm going to stop eating cheese, stop drinking milk, cut out the protein shakes, cut out the whey, cut out the casein, and see what happens, because I was never a big fan of protein shakes, and I was never a fan of like the whey or the casein. I never really got into these things, and I was always like, if I wanted to, I could just eat a piece of beef, or I could eat a piece of chicken. Like I don't want my protein to come from a powder. And I was definitely right, because it can't even be digested from the original source, which is milk. And it's just like, we need to understand these things, and we need to understand that our body was designed to do certain things. And when we add little different steps, when we make it a little harder, our body doesn't know what to do with it, and our body's going to react in an inverse way, and it's not going to be as healthy as it should be. So keep these things in mind. Again, the book will be in the description. Don't come after me, all you science-based lifters. Read the book. It's pretty eye-opening, and yeah, thank you so much for being this far. I will catch you in the next one. Peace out, guys.